Hi, welcome to Party Food Hero. I'm Aaron. Today we're gonna be making smash burgers. Not your typical smash burger. We're gonna increase the flavor of these dramatically. We're actually, instead of just doing straight up ground beef, we're gonna be doing ground beef mixed with ground bacon. Crazy, right? But delicious. So instead of having just bacon on top, we're actually infusing the bacon into the meat itself, or into the hamburger itself. So it's really easy to make, super fast, great for parties. Let's go check it out. To make a delicious smash burger, you do not need a lot of ingredients. So we have our ground beef, bacon, cheese, mustard, onions. Mustard and onions are optional, but to make a smash burger, you will need a good spatula. If you don't, you will break a bad spatula. All right, we are gonna take the bacon, cut it up. It's gonna make it easier on our food processor when we are turning this into ground bacon. So just rough cuts. Then you're gonna add it to your food processor. I have a little baby one. And so even when I'm putting it in there, I'm making sure to kind of separate the pieces just so when I do start blending this, it doesn't go into one big chunk and not actually get ground up. So this definitely helps with getting that ground bacon look and is what you're going for. So when you mix it in with your hamburger, it all mixes evenly and you have yourself a delicious smash burger infused with bacon. And I'll show you what this looks like. This literally took 10 seconds, 15 seconds to do that. And this isn't a very powerful food processor, but that's what you're looking for. It kind of looks like ground bacon. So there you go. Now you're gonna add that ground bacon in with your ground beef and make sure you get it all out of there. That is all flavor. So don't leave any behind. No bacon left behind. And then once you have all the bacon out of your food processor, you are just gonna put a couple of gloves on, or if you want to get crazy, don't put gloves on. But you're gonna mix this all in very thoroughly. You want to make sure it's all incorporated, all evenly, and then you are ready to make some delicious meatballs that will then be turned into smashed hamburgers. So here we go. Now the size of meatball is totally up to you. I like to go with a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And that ends up being, after you smash it, perfect size for your standard hamburger buns. But if you have bigger hamburger buns or smaller hamburger buns, you can do bigger balls or smaller balls. Totally up to you. But that's about the size that you're going for right there. Then you're gonna put these on a lined cooking sheet just to keep the cooking sheet from getting dirty. And then you're gonna cover the meatballs with some cling wrap and then put them in the refrigerator. I like to leave them in there for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour before I cook them. Anytime I can leave stuff in the refrigerator to kind of help the flavors meld together, I'm always going to do that. So I recommend doing it, but it's not necessary. You could make these and cook them right as you're done. So you're going to want to get your griddle or pan or whatever you're using to cook the smash burgers in just as hot as possible. You're going to want to put some oil down to prevent it from sticking. And then there's two schools of thought of how smash burgers are made. There's the first where you smash it until it's almost like paper thin, and it gives it kind of an interesting texture. I'm going to show you both ways, but it's essentially the same thing. It's one you smash it super thin, and then the other one you just smash it medium thin. So they're both smashed, but one just super smashed, I guess. So I guess you have a super smash burger and then a regular smash burger. This first one is going to be a super smash burger, and this is right here is why it's important to have good, sturdy spatulas. If they aren't strong and you try to do this like regular spatulas, trust me, they'll break. I've done it before. So make sure you get some good spatulas to do this with. You can find a bunch on Amazon. I'll link it in my in the description below, the ones that I have. And as you can tell, I mean, that's super thin. That first one, the second one, I'm going to do the same thing. And what you're waiting for, if you flip these too early, they are going to stick so bad, and it's gonna, the first time I did this, I flipped them way too early when I first made smash burgers, and it is a nightmare to try and get them flipped over. So Make sure they're cooked, and you can see how the kind of the edges around there are brown. That's when you know they're ready. I just added a little bit of salt and pepper, and sometimes this is the best way to do it. You don't have to do it if you have people that don't like onions, but adding onions to this, maybe a little bit of mustard on there, is delicious. But if you don't like mustard, you don't like onions, then don't add it. But I'm going to flip this over just to show you, it looks crazy, but it actually tastes really good with these super thin ones. I don't really, I will eat the super thin ones, but I prefer the medium smash burgers as opposed to these like paper thin ones. And as you can see, it has this crazy crust on the outside. That has a lot to do with the bacon that's in there as well. But you flip them over and you put cheese on it. And sometimes, like I said, you can throw mustard on there with the onion, or no onion and just mustard, or neither. You flip that one over as well, and you're good to go. And as soon as that cheese is melted, those are ready to come off and eat. And this is my preferred way of making smash burgers. I forgot to mention, you don't have to use the parchment paper on top. I've just found it a lot easier to use that so it's not sticking to the spatula. I recommend using that. You can buy these little like wax paper things that are designed for hamburgers, like doing smash burgers like this. You can find them on Amazon as well. They're super cheap, and it just helps with the nightmare, which can be sticking meat to spatula. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just not smashing it as much. I think I definitely like this way more because you get a juicier patty as opposed to kind of like a crusty patty. I know it sounds weird that some people like it that way, but to each their own. And same thing on these ones. I'm actually going to do a double patty burger with these. So same thing, add a little bit of salt and pepper, onions if you like. This one's mine, so I am definitely putting onions on it because I love onions. And then you kind of just press it into there. There's different techniques of putting the onion in as well, but the fact is you just want onions on there. And then what you do is you take some of that salt and pepper, very lightly. It definitely doesn't need a lot. You have a ton of flavor from the bacon that's in there already, so you don't have to put a lot of seasoning at all. I do like a little bit of mustard on mine, so I'm going to do mustard on one and plain onion on the other, and it turns out great. And this is the same thing. You're looking for those edges, around the edges, to start browning up. If you start to try and flip this and it's sticking, it's not ready. Just stop and just wait a little bit longer until you can flip them successfully. And there is my artistic double shot of cooking smash burgers. Don't those sound delicious, just cooking up like that? Now I'm going to flip these over, throw some cheese on top, and patiently wait for them to be done. Look at that crust. God, that's perfect. That crust on there, that's exactly what that's supposed to look like. And it is absolutely amazing. Now, what I did as well is I made a cheese sauce that I used to dip these burgers into that is absolutely delicious. I'm going to have that recipe on partyfoodhero.com, so you can look out for that. But it's great. I'm going to give you a shot of what that looks like, dipping the hamburger into the cheese sauce. So wait to check that out. And then that's how you do. You just stack them on up. I like to have a nice toasted bun, so I had those buns toasting on there. And then you're good to go. Then that's exactly what you are looking for. Don't need to add anything else, but you can if you want. All right, now for my favorite part of the video, I get to eat the burger. Now for this one, I'm just going a basic burger because I want to actually taste what the meat tastes like. Normally you'll pile it all up with toppings and stuff like that. I just have the cheese, bun, and the burger. So let's give it a run. All right, so that's really good. Now, obviously, what's going to take this to the next level is the ground bacon we put in it. That's just something that we should all be doing with our hamburgers. If we're making them by hand, throw some ground bacon in there. It still keeps it moist, even though you have, you're pressing it. A lot of people think you're squeezing out a lot of the juice out of it, but it's still juicy, and the crispy kind of exterior edges just kind of taste like bacon. You get a bacon flavor in every single bite, which, that's what we all want anyways. That's really good. That's really good. Like I said, you're not doing that much more. You can't get any simpler than this. You have ground beef, bacon, and then you put on some, pepper, a little bit of salt, smash it. You can put onions on it, mustard. You saw the different ways I did it, but they're just so good. I way prefer this to like just a giant burger. I don't know. I really like this form of a hamburger more. I could do a big juicy burger too, but let's be honest, on those big juicy burgers, it's usually about the toppings and what makes that taste better. This is just pure, like, this meat is so flavorful and so good. You don't really need to put anything else on it. Yeah, you have the onion in there, but other than that, you don't need anything. You don't need to put the onion on there. Just your basic cheeseburger is good enough. So that's what I like about it. Very quick, very easy. You can just be making these quick, get them to people. People are happy because you're making them a delicious burger that has bacon inside of it. Not too shabby. Okay, so if you learned something new, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can know every time I put out a new video, which will be still every week. If you have any comments, comment down below. Let me know if you prefer a smash burger or like a thick burger. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I definitely prefer a smash burger over just a big old steak burger. Nothing wrong with a steak burger, I'm just saying I'd rather go with this than a steak burger. And remember, be the party food hero.
Be the party food hero.
So good.